Hey guys, very quickly, this is our lesson 11. Oh yes, and in this lesson 11, we're going to be focusing on the posterior compartment of the forearm and look at all the muscles there. I've given you all the muscles in the anterior compartment, both the superficial and the deep. If you are good to go, tell me good to go, sir. Yeah, let's go. In the posterior compartment, we also have the superficial as well as the deep muscles that are in the posterior compartment. But we're going to start this class and look at everything about the superficial alone. So what are the muscles that are in the superficial posterior compartment of the forearm? Now, don't blame me, anything. There's nothing like I just forgot one. You know they forgive you if you forget anyone. Oh, this is you must know everything to the core. They include the following. Number one is called your brachioradialis. Hold on a bit. A complete series of classes in anatomy, all of them, physiology, all the physiology, biochemistry, all. They are available in the LearnLift app. So just head down to Play Store or App Store and type LearnLift, right? And then download the app and you have access to all your classes and the continuation of this lesson you are watching right now. For the now, peace out. Brachioradialis. Now, the only one that is kind of like different, right, in terms of their name is just this first one that is brachioradialis. Every others, the 5 others, they are same. All of them are extensors. So, the number 2 is your extensor carpi radialis longus. Now, as I'm calling the name, I expect you to be picturing where they are running from, what they do and all of that. From the name, you should know some things. Extensor, that means it will help to what? Extend. It's not a flexor muscle because it is in the way posterior compartment. That means extensor, right? It extends. Carpi, you should know where we are going to now. Carpals, that's the carpals. Radialis, radius side. Longus, it is long. Don't worry, I will explain. So the third is called your extensor carpi radialis brevis. The word brevis means short. Longus means long. Number 4 is your extensor digitorum. What's number 4? Extensor digitorum. If you watch the first 3, all of them are radialis. The first one is your brachioradialis. Radialis is there. Second one is extensor carpi radialis longus. Radialis is there. The third is extensor carpi radialis brevis. Radialis is there, right? Then extensor digitorum. The 5th is extensor digiti minimi. From the name now, you should know that it has to do with something like if you watch your fingers that we have, like, right? Let me call it that way. You know, this is the little finger, right? So minimi has something to do with the what? The little finger. Are you getting it now? And the last is your extensor carpi ulnaris. Extensor carpi ulnaris. Now come. Your 2 and 3, they are radialis. But one is extensor carpi radialis longus. The other one is extensor carpi radialis brevis. You soon name all of them for me now. And then we have the first as the what? The brachioradialis. 1 to go. Call all of them for me. What do we have? Brachioradialis. Come on, brachioradialis. Extensor carpi radialis longus. Extensor carpi radialis longus. Extensor carpi radialis brevis. Extensor carpi radialis brevis. Extensor digitorum. Extensor digiti minimi. Extensor carpi ulnaris. Extensor carpi ulnaris. How many are there? 6 of them. How many are there? 6 of them. Hey, how many are there? 6 of them. Now, if you get this very quickly with me, again, I know what's coming into your mind. Sapi, give me acronym. There's no acronym here for you. Just learn all of them. The first one is the brachioradialis. All others are, this is the trick there. Come. Extensor. Sure, you see, all others are what? Extensor muscles. That means it should suggest something to you that the first, despite it is in the posterior region, it is not truly an extensor muscle. That's the first one there. Yeah, it is posterior, but it is not an extensor muscle. I will explain. Your brachioradialis first. Number 2, extensor carpi radialis longus. Then the extensor carpi radialis brevis. Then we have the extensor digitorum, extensor digiti minimi, extensor carpi what? Ulnaris. We are going to open your ear and hear this very quickly. Now look at this very fast. From this diagram here, nothing concerns triceps brachii because triceps brachii is in the way. Arm, not forearm. If you come down to the forearm, You can see your brachioradialis is here, extensor carpi radialis longus, extensor carpi radialis brevis is there, extensor digitorum, right? Extensor carpi what? Ulnaris. Nothing concern flexor carpi ulnaris. Flexor carpi ulnaris. Will you see it in the posterior compartment or you see it in the anterior compartment? Anterior compartment, that's where you see that guy. Does it make sense? But now understand this quickly with me. If you are looking at all of them, number one is the brachioradialis. What is the name? Brachioradialis. From the name, you should know where it's coming from. You should know where it's going to. You should not know what it does. Brachioradialis, it means it is coming from the brachium, and brachium means what? Arm, right? You can see that the guy is coming from the arm. Are you getting it now? And where is it going to? It's going to the radius. It's going to be a radius. Brachioradialis. This is the thumb. So how do you know that that's the radius? This is your thumb. The thumb is corresponding to the what? Which bone? Radial bone. Now that's the radius, right? Yeah. This little finger, of course, ulnar, which is what? Medial. Radius is lateral. So your brachioradialis is coming from the where? From the brachium is going to the where? Radius. Just know that. You know, if you watch, we have not entered all of them one by one. We will now focus on the particular part of the radius that is going to directly. But just understand, this is still overview. And I like you not to forget this, because it is coming from the brachium. Something is coming from brachium arm, going to the where? Radius. Something should come to your mind. What will it do? Will it help you to flex the hand? Will it help in the flexion, or it will help in the extension of the of this elbow joint? What will it help to do? The effect is on the elbow joint. So it will help you to do what? Flex the elbow joints. That was why they asked this now as an exam question. The question all the way says, which of the following muscles primarily flexes the forearm at the elbow joints? Option A here says your brachioradialis. Where is it coming from? Brachium to the radius. Of course, it will flex the elbow, right? Option B says extensor carpi radialis longus. No, nothing concerns this guy there. Option C says extensor digitorum. Option D says extensor carpi ulnaris. So is the answer brachioradialis. Is the one that will do what? Flexion. Now these guys are extensors, extensor. They will extend. They are not going to flex. Does it make sense? So what's the answer? Option A is the correct answer. You're out of there. Wait. Are you getting it now? So after your brachioradialis, what's the next that we have? Extensor carpi radialis longus. Now come. If you are looking at your extensor carpi radialis longus, from the name extensor, right? That means it will have to do what? Extend. Carpi is talking about the carpal bone. Radialis on the radial side, right? That's around the thumb area. Longus. Extend. Now come with me. Extensor carpi radialis longus. What is it going to do? Of course, it will have to extend, right, the hand at the what? At the radial side. But please, I beg you, that's not just the only thing that the extensor carpi radialis will do. Come. Radialis, she is at the thumb, this thumb side, right? At this particular area. That's where radialis is going to have its effect. Look at it now. From this, you can see where it's going to have its effect. This is the thumb, right? And then like this around this region. As you move, when we get to nerve, you understand this thing more. But just understand simple basic things first. Now, if it helps in the extension, right, of the hand, not just extension. If you stand anatomically, what will happen? It will also help in the abduction of the hand. This is your thumb. Your thumb is directed away from the body, right? There is difference between adduct, ADD, adduction, to adduct, and to abduct, abduct. They are two different things. Your thumb is pointing away from the hand, and that is where your extensor carpi radialis longus is coming towards. So extensor carpi radialis longus will help in the extension, right? Extension at the wrist joint. It will help in extension as well as your what? Your adduction. There is difference between these two. Adduct means to bring close to the midline of the body. Add. If you are adding something, that means like just understand the anatomical meaning of this. To add means you are bringing it closer to your body. That's the first. ADD. You are bringing it closer. Normal addition. But AB duct, you are taking it away from the midline. AB duct, you are bringing it close to the midline. AD duct away from the midline. Do you understand it now? So your extensor carpi radialis longus, we have for two things. Number one, extension, right, at the wrist joint, as well as what? It will help for abduction. AB duct, this is what it does. AB duct, this is the one. ABDU, that's what it does. Some maybe hear what now? Abduction. That's what your extensor carpi radialis longus will carry out. If you get that very quickly, when it comes to creating accounts, how do you create an account? Very easy. Let me give you the steps. First and foremost, you see create account and log in. You only log in, right, when you already have an account. Since you don't have an account, click on create account. When you get there, put in your phone number. After putting in your phone number, you click on continue, right? Your first name, of course, you put in your first name there. If your first name is James, you put in James as your first name. Your last name, if your last name is Victor, you put in what? Victor as your last name. Then you come to email address, right? Put in your email address there very quickly. James112 at gmail.com. Then your password, right? Oh yes. Those of you that like, if you want to use your name, your password can just be like 6 digits, right? Oh yes. So let me say James 12 as the password, right? Fill everything accurately and correctly. James 12. Don't jump any stage. If not, your account is not going to open for you. Select education. Under select education, of course, university. You click university. Leave secondary, primary, leave the others. Click university or tertiary. Click it. Come to select level. Under select level, you go and select your level. If it's 100 level, 200 level, of course, all these are the university classes. Click on 200 level and click on create account. Once you click on create account, what will happen? Your class will load straight and then your profile will be set up and then it will take you to what? To class. Easy and direct. Shall you see it? This is how you create your account. And then from here, you can see that you have your anatomies here, your upper limb, your lower limb, separately embryology, histology, systemic anatomy. Those ones are for nursing. Your CVS, cardiovascular system, your blood physiology, excitable tissues, systemic physiology, intro to biochemistry, your biomolecules, BCM for nursing, nursing psychology. You have access to every single thing in the app. Now, let me see what is in the app. Let's say, for example, upper limb. You click on the upper limb, right? You can see that you have your classes there already waiting for you. Overview of the upper limb, pectoral region, arm region, forearm, hand, all of them part by part. When I click on the overview of the upper limb, of course, I'll just match it straight to my class. Parts of the upper limb, 1, part of the upper limb, 2, bones of the upper limb, joints of the upper limb, muscles. You see, all your classes are there for you, right? Okay, let me say I want to start now, and then I want to watch joints of the upper limb. All you just need to do is click on that particular class that you want to watch, joints of the upper limb, and what will happen? Your class will load, and your classes will start playing for you immediately. Shall you see? You may choose to say, okay, I want to rotate it, right? Oh yes, rotate it, and you start following your classes immediately, easy and direct. You may choose to say, okay, you want to forward, you want to pause, you want to back forward, anyone you want to do. And you take it forward, and what happened? You can see all of them very, very easy. And the sweet part is that there are questions for you at the end of every class. Are you with me? So that's for that. And you may choose to go back and then go to the notes section of the app. Oh yes, when you get to the notes section of the app, of course, the notes are there, well organized and arranged for you. And you can zoom in and then start following back to back, and you are following. You may even choose to go and start answering questions. Questions are there for you, and their answers. You start following through every singular facet of it, and you are learning on your own. And there is CPT in the app as well for you. A lot of other aspects that you can follow up. All of this in the LearnLift app. Same way you have for anatomy, that's how you have for physiology, that's how you have for biochemistry. Are you getting it now? For the now, bye-bye. The next part is your extensor carpi radialis brevis. Now, these are two muscles there. One is long, the other one is short. This guy here, A, is the longus. This guy here, B, is the what? Brevis. Extensor carpi radialis longus and extensor carpi radialis brevis, they carry out the same function. The only difference is that one is longer than the other. Your brevis is the shorter one. So what does the two of them do? They help in extension, right, along the what? The elbow joint. They help in the extension of the hand along the what? Elbow joint. And they also help in what? Abduction in the way around the elbow. Don't worry, you see it in past question shortly and then you are going to answer it yourself. And the fourth one, very quickly, is called extensor digitorum. From the name extensor, right? That means it is not a flexor muscle, it is an extensor muscle. But digitorum, it helps in the extension of the what? The digits. Now look at me. If I do my hand like this, I'm trying to bend it back. What am I doing? I'm extending it, right? Which muscle will help me to extend my hand like this backwards, right? What is that? Extensor what? Digitorum. Does it make sense? And then the next quickly is your extensor digiti minimi. This guy is not just digitorum. You practicalize this with me. If you extend your hand like this backwards here, most of the times what will happen is that it is just 1, 2, 3 that are extending backwards together. Now, if you want to extend this guy, this is your little finger, right? If you do it yourself, practice it, you see that what is happening is that this guy tend to move like on its own, separately, different from this other theory backwards. Which muscle is enabling you to carry out that extension? It is your extensor digiti minimi. Minimi is telling you that the little finger is what is carrying out its own extension by itself. Do you understand? Of course, these guys are all digits, but which of them now, the little finger is the minimi? Do you understand? That's your extensor digiti minimi. And this muscle highlighted here is your what? Extensor digiti what? Minimi. Another important one you must know very quickly, that's number 6, is your extensor carpi ulnaris. Of course, it is an extensor muscle. It will be towards the what? Ulnar region, right? Now, here it is. You can see that this is where the guy is having its effect. Are you getting it now? Of course, this muscle here is your extensor carpi what? Ulnaris. It is an extensor muscle going to the carpals to have effect on the ulnar side. Now, look at it very quickly. What will it do? Of course, it will help in the extension around the what? The wrist joint. That's number 1. And then will it help in your ADD? Is that what it will help for? Adduction. Or it will help for your what? Your abduction. Which one will it help for? Correct. It will help for your what? Adduction. Your ulna is close to the midline. So it will enable you to move your hand. Look at it now. To move your hand this way, right? Extensor carpi ulnaris. Close to the midline. Extensor carpi radialis brevis and longus away. Are you getting it now? So that's what they do. If you get this very quickly, want to go call all the 6 muscles for me in the superficial posterior compartment of the forearm. What are they? Number 1 is your what? Brachioradialis. That's number 1. Brachioradialis. Simple. Bro, what's the second one? Extensor carpi what? Is it ulnaris or radialis? Radialis longus. Then the third is your what? Extensor carpi radialis what? Brevis. And then what is the fourth? It is your what? Your extensor digitorum. And then the fifth is what? Extensor digiti what? Minimi. And then number 6 is what? Extensor carpi ulnaris. Simple. You are out of there. All these 6 muscles are in the superficial posterior compartment of the forearm. Does it make sense? Now that you get this, Baba, let's rock the first question. Let's go. Question time. Now, if you fail anyone, please, it's bad because I don't explain. Yeah, let's go. Look at the question there. Question 24, the way it says, the extensor carpi radialis brevis muscle primarily acts to understand it. Extensor carpi radialis brevis. Of course, it is radialis muscle. It will help for extension, and then will it help for abduction or adduction? That's where you should be thinking towards. Option A says flex the forearm. It will not flex the forearm, it will extend the forearm. Option B says extend and adduct the wrist. Now come. Extend and adduct radialis towards the thumb away from the midline of the body is your adduction, right? Ulnaris, we bring it closer to the midline of the body. That one is your what? Your adduction. Does it make sense? So you see that option B automatically is making sense now. Extend and adduct away. Move the wrist away from the midline of the body. Option C says extend the digits. No, now that's your extensor digitorum is what we carry out that function. And then option D is flex the wrist. What is the answer? Extend and adduct the wrist. Option B, you are out of there. Look at the next question very fast. Baby girl, let's go. Warm up, let's go. Question 25 all the way says, which of the following muscles extend the little finger? Without calling the name, give me correct. You are doing well. Extensor digiti minimi is the answer. Option A says extensor carpi radialis brevis. It's not true. Option B says extensor digitorum. Digitorum will carry out extension for the digits, especially 1, 2, 3. Are they making sense? Option C says extensor digiti minimi, and then option D says extensor carpi ulnaris. So is the answer extensor digiti what minimi. Option C is the correct answer, and you are going right. You see that all the questions have been filtered already for you. Let's go. If you get that very quickly with me, answer this question for me. The question of the way says, which muscle is responsible for extension and adduction? It is not abduction. If you hear extension and abduction, it means away. That's your extensor carpi radialis longus and extensor carpi radialis brevis, away. But adduct towards the midline, that's your extensor carpi ulnaris. Let's go. Option A say extensor carpi radialis longus. Never. Option B say extensor carpi ulnaris. Option C says extensor digitorum. No. And then option D say extensor brachioradialis. This guy is a flexor, so it's not the answer. What is the answer? Extensor carpi ulnaris. Option B is the correct answer. Simple. Does it make sense? If you get this very quickly with me, bro, answer this question for me. The question all the way says, what is the primary function of extensor digitorum muscles? Extensor digitorum muscles. From the name, they will extend the digit. Option A says flexion of the wrist. No. Option B says extensions of the finger. Extensor digitorum. Extensions of the finger. That's what your digitorum are going to do. Yeah. Option C says pronation of the forearm. No, it is not this guy that will carry out the pronation of the forearm. What will carry out pronation of the forearm is your pronator teres or your pronator, pronator what? Quadratus. These are the two muscles there. And then option D says abduction of the thumb. No. This abduction of the thumb is carried out by the deep muscles that are in the posterior compartment of the forearm. Don't worry, we'll get there shortly. So what's the correct answer? Of course, option B, extension of the fingers is the correct answer. Does it make sense? If you get this very fast with me, bro, I don't feel like stopping, but run to my notes very quickly. Run to my notes. By the time we are done, I'll tell you where to go to the notes so that you go and run through all the questions that are there. For the now, I'm going to stop here and then I'll see you in the next class. We're going to be looking at the deep posterior compartment. We have looked at all the muscles in the superficial posterior compartment, and this next class we're going to be looking at the muscles in the deep posterior compartment, and that will be our lesson 12. For the now, bro, peace out. Hope you've enjoyed this class. Guess what? To follow up for more classes, just download the LearnLift app, whether on Play Store or App Store, and then follow up your classes. You must do extremely well. I'll see you in class. Bye-bye.